Hello, and welcome to the masterclass with me for the last of this year, 2023. We're here to talk about how to radically reduce your neck and back discomforts, your pain, 3 strategies that work when nothing else does. If you are here, please say hello. You can use the chat box. You just mouse over the bottom and it says chat. So click that open. That's how you can communicate with me. Make sure when you click the drop down, because it says hosts and panelists, make sure you click everyone. That way everyone can see your question. There's no silly question. Every question is a good question. And also just type hello, where you're watching from maybe. I already typed welcome, so hopefully you can see that. And I'll just start by saying I'm in Ottawa, Canada, that is. So I'd love to know if you're live here with me now, where you're watching from. And hello from Kingston. Oh, Michelle, have we spoken before? Is this the same Michelle? Maybe? Let me know, because I have talked to a Michelle from Kingston maybe a few months ago. Yes, okay. Well, hello again. Yes, yeah, I remember you like to do restaurant stuff or catering. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's nice to connect with you again, Michelle. So I'm going to get started right away. I know some people have to arrive late or they have to watch the replay, and that's totally cool. And even if you are, hit reply or let me know if you have questions, because I am here for you. I'm happy to answer them. So without further ado, I just want to be mindful of everyone's time. We're going to be here to talk about, again, how to reduce and alleviate your neck pain, 3 strategies that work when nothing else does. And let's dedicate this like 45 minutes to focus. We'll stay present, pay attention, try to put your phone away, maybe put it on do not disturb, close your doors, close your tabs. You chose to be here today. This is prioritizing yourself, your health, your wealth, essentially. So please try to be here, present in this moment. And my promise to you today for this workshop, for the masterclass, is to help you learn how to get away from feeling stuck and defined by your pain, and to gain clarity on how to move with ease, live freely, and enjoy your life in the healthiest version of yourself possible. Does that sound good? Does that sound good? Let me know. And specifically, you're going to discover why what maybe you've been doing for years to relieve tension, aches, and pains doesn't work, or at least doesn't work for long term. And I'm going to walk you through what does work. Imagine being able to skip over all the Googling, all the YouTube videos, trial and erroring, and actually just follow something that works. I know when I learned the steps and methods that I'm going to share, it changed my life. And I know it can change yours too, because I have been helping clients, male and female, but what I'm going to talk about is targeted for females over 50. And I know it can change yours too. So type yes in the chat if that sounds good to you. So, can you relate to any of these points? Are you tired of going to appointments, maybe weekly or bi-weekly, with your chiro or physio, massage, therapist, acupuncture, only to get temporary relief? Can you relate to that? Or maybe you're fed up with appointments with your family doctor and being prescribed more painkillers, more anti-inflammatories, and not being taken seriously. Just sort of brushing off like, oh, pain, like, you're a woman over 40, take this naproxen. Do you keep Googling back pain or neck pain relief exercises only to find yourself lost in 1,000 videos and images? Can you relate to any of those? Let me know in the comments. Or maybe you're tired of not being able to show up the way you want as a mom. Like you can't keep up with your kids. You can't get down on the ground with them and get back up without, leaning on your wall, your chair. Maybe you wanted to coach their soccer team or their hockey team, but you don't feel like you can do that without paying for it the next day. Or maybe you're in this category where you feel like, well, the pain isn't that bad. But whenever you try to do an activity that's a little bit outside of daily life, like gardening on the weekend or going for a big hike or trying tennis for the first time, you end up paying for it all week long. Or maybe you're the last bullet. You feel like you've tried everything and this is just what getting older feels like. You're chalking it up to, well, I'm whatever age I am, let's say 45, and this is just what getting old is. But then you realize, no, like I have so many more years left, so much more life to live, and you want things to change and you want to be able to do something about it. Let me know if you resonated with any of those. So I'm here to let you know that it is not your fault. Okay? If you're nodding your head in agreement to any of those bullet points, I promise you I've seen it and listened to it with so many clients over the years talk about all of those things. And whatever you're doing, it's not your fault. It's really hard to know with all the information out there who's right, who to trust, who's wrong. And if you feel like anything like how most of my clients feel or felt, because now they're a lot better, they would have done anything to get rid of their pain, but nothing seemed to work. For example, I have this client who was told, zip up your core, never do a lunge, never do a squat beyond your knees, pelvic tilt. And all this misguided information just made her feel like even more fearful to move. So then she stopped basically moving in those directions, in those exercise patterns. And it just caused more stiffness and more pain. Can you relate to any of that? Here's the dream, right? And let me know if any of this you resonate with. You just want to wake up one day, every day, feeling free from tension, aches, and pains. And you don't want to rely on popping Advil or Tylenol or Aleve or even the stronger prescribed meds. And you'll be able to just do things that you love and that you need to be able to do, like go grocery shopping and not worry about how am I going to get around Costco, or perform daily activities and have fun with it, like a walk, a run, playing soccer with your kids without feeling fearful that you're going to throw your back out. Maybe your dream is to keep up with your grandkids one day. You want to be that hands-on grandma. Or maybe it's your own children right now that you're trying to keep up with. And you'll wake up feeling ready for your day when you wake up, energetic and limber, not old, stiff and sore and tired. And you'll finally feel confident in your body and your abilities. Let me know in the chat if any of that resonated with you. Do you feel like any of that is part of the dreams, part of your wishes, your goals, your health goals? Hi, let me know where you're watching from if you're just jumping on. I'm going to keep checking back to the chat. That's how you can ask me questions and communicate with me, okay? So you just have to scroll over, click chat, and then click the little drop-down menu, and it says hosts and panelists. Make sure you click everyone so everyone can see your question. So I'll move on with the slides now. My name is Tatiana, and if you're new to me, I'll just give you a little info about who I am. I am a mom of three young kids. They are now 11, 9, and turning 5 this weekend. I am a physiotherapist with over 12 years of experience. And I've been a yoga instructor and a mindfulness teacher as well for over 10 years. I am the creator of the Move with Ease method. That is a 12-week program that I'll give you more info on later. And I have helped many women overcome this idea that getting old means old, stiff, and sore. And just being able to live freely and do things they love and trust their bodies and achieve that strong mind-body connection so that they can feel confident, not just in their clothing, but in their movement and in the way they show up in life, whether it's as the mom hat, the work hat, whatever hat you have. I'm sure you have multiple hats, as most of us women do. Here's a picture of me several years ago with my oldest. She was just probably 6 months at the time. And I was a new mom and also at the time a pretty new physio. And I was a new practitioner and I was good at what I did, but it wasn't totally complete. I'll be honest. I was very heavily, a newish grad. I had just done my degree in biotechnology and genetics, and then I did physio school. So I was so sciencey. My treatment with clients really focused on biomechanics, physical pain, ergonomics, anatomy. I did a lot of courses, which helped, of course, with my clients' treatments: acupuncture, dry needling, soft tissue release, manuotherapy, kinesio tape. And while a lot of that stuff works, it still works, it just wasn't 100%. Over my time and my years, right, becoming a mom and noticing changes in my own body, getting into a yoga practice. So what happened was I had done a little bit of yoga here and there before I had a baby when I was, in my 20s and whatnot. But then really going through bodily changes, pregnancy and postpartum, not being able to run when I was pregnant, I really truly found a love for yoga for its physical practice. And then as my body kept changing from, recovery from that and then getting pregnant again and then having another kid. And then after my third, this journey has been over 10 years for me, but just over that time, just really learning my own body, going through my yoga teacher training, investing in training outside of just physiotherapy, I just really started to notice that my practice was changing too as a healthcare professional. And I noticed a pattern, right? Many repeat clients were women, particularly busy working moms, that would feel stuck, stiff, and sore and lost in their bodies, disconnected to their muscles, unaware of their deep muscles, their breath, their posture, and even their mindset. Everyone was so busy doing, going, multitasking, juggling work, kids, laundry, groceries. You get the picture, right? There just wasn't enough time in the day, and their health was the one taking the toll. I remember this one time I was teaching a yoga class, and it was a HIIT fusion class. So yoga, a little bit of HIIT training, so an intense workout. And then the last part was stretchy yoga. And then I always save just 5 minutes for Shavasana. If you're new to yoga, Shavasana is the last 5 minutes of class, last few minutes of class, where you just get to lie on your mat and relax. And I'll never forget in this class in Shavasana, one of my friends and clients at the time, I was in North Bay, she jumped off her mat, started spraying it down and wiping it down. And I, everybody else is lying down. And I ran over to her quietly and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I don't have time for this. I got to go get groceries. I got to go do this. And then she just scurried out of the studio. And tell me if you resonate with this. It was like she couldn't control herself. In her mind, she's like, "Okay, I did my yoga, I stretched, I worked out, I sweated, got my bang for my buck, and now I got to go get stuff done. I'm a busy mom lying down for 5 minutes." That would have made her feel guilty. And it was like her time wasn't being efficiently and effectively used. And if I'm being totally honest, I used to be like that too. Tell me in the comments if that resonates with you at all. Maybe not, but maybe yes. I know a lot of moms feel this way. A lot of women feel this way. Tell me in the comments if you're struggling with maybe something similar. I'm sure she wasn't the only one thinking she was doing more good than harm. I'll just kind of check back in here. Let me know in the chat. Also, let me know in the chat if you're just jumping on where you're watching from. And it's okay if you're just jumping on and you missed the first little bit. There will be a replay, but also we haven't even gotten to the meat of it yet, so no worries. But let me, like, my story of my friend who like scurried out of that yoga class, if that's something you maybe resonate with. So, as I was saying, during my journey as a healthcare professional, I've discovered that addressing just the physical cause of pain doesn't 100% solve the problem. So, while, in the beginning, of course, I was helping my clients, there just was something that just wasn't, is like not a complete picture. And oftentimes people would come back with the same repetitive, painful area. And, I want to say, first, when you introduce yoga, if you're new, you kind of get at it for its physical benefits, right? And you might think well, it's because, movements challenge the body in a way that no exercise does. And for example, someone might argue with me, back when I was new at teaching yoga in my practice, I don't need to bend my back that way. That's not a part of my daily need. However, imagine a situation where you slip and fall on the ice and you suddenly do bend your back that way. If you've never been there before, your body has no experience being there and you're likely to get injured. So if you've been through those kinds of movements and your body is more flexible and stronger in that posture in that way, it's more likely that you won't be as injured, or maybe you won't be injured at all. So yoga postures physically put us in various positions that set us up for injury prevention. But that's only the tip. That's only the start of the benefits of the yoga. Then, referring back to my friend there where she scurried out of the room, there's this mental component, right? Stress, mental load, emotions, and old patterns from our past, old thought patterns, even memory pain. I was just chatting with another client this morning about memory pain. Sometimes when we've had trauma or we've done something that has, let's say, hurt our backs, our brains remember that pain. So then if we do it again, it kind of gives you that stop, nope, don't do it. That's painful. But then is that real pain now? Present pain? Or is that a remembered pain and that's your boundary, that's your block, right? So this is huge because we can hold pain in our physical bodies, even though maybe it's not truly our limitation, but it's our brain that's sending the signal, and it can present as tension, tightness, and then eventually chronic pain. And this is huge. And this is why I've designed the program that I've designed. In order to live freely, we have to address the person as a whole person, not just treating the painful symptom, but dig deeper into why we're holding on to that, what is the root cause, and then how to release it. For example, you might be shocked to hear that I've witnessed so many clients that have worked with me, whether virtually or in person, crying when we release something in their neck and shoulders or release something in their hips. And it's tears that seemingly come from nowhere. But as we dig a little deeper, there is trauma that is related to it that happened perhaps years ago. And once you address and accept that it's okay to let go now, there's this relief and tears. Yes, crying is associated with sadness, but also tears are therapeutic, and it has a release of hormones, and it can help us let go and release. So I'm just trying to explain to you guys that it does take a commitment and an open mind and an open heart and a willingness to be curious and kind to oneself. This is really more than just a band-aid fix of getting a massage or taking a painkiller. Don't get me wrong, I go for massages. It feels so good. I see, practitioners, and yeah, once in a while, if I need to get through my day and I'm having an injury, I will have to take an Advil or whatever. But in order to truly heal and get rid of that chronic issue of waking up old, stiff, and sore all the time, truly getting at the root cause of things like daily backache, we have to dig a little deeper beyond the surface level. And I haven't even mentioned the other benefits of yoga, aka mindful movement, which is what I teach, which is like better sleep, improved blood circulation and lymphatic drainage, balance, posture, proprioception, joint health, focus, brain. Our brains need some tender, loving care too, not just our physical bodies. And all of this is all encompassed in when you practice mindful movement, which is actually really cool. So what led me here is that I had this aha moment in 2020. So as awful as March 2020 was, I discovered that I could help my clients without my hands, right? I'm a physiotherapist, so people were like, well, what are you going to do? But I also had all this yoga background training, which I was already incorporating with my clients that were seeing me. But because of the lockdown, they couldn't come in person and get my hands-on treatment, right? They couldn't get their dry needling. They couldn't get their manual therapy that I, typically do. And the first couple of weeks, people kind of just like waited. Maybe the world will open up. I'll wait. But you know what? What happened was, yeah, COVID was here. It was scary, but my clients, people still had their back pain. They still were suffering and it was killing them. So then I pivoted for virtual and people started to book. And it was so empowering for my clients to be able to heal their bodies through movement. And I would say most of them healed faster because they weren't relying on my hands. And I want to call it like the passive part of the therapy. They were empowered because guided mindful movement and mindfulness, my coaching, helped them, and they could do it all on their own because they had to, and everybody's working from home, so you could just easily roll out your yoga mat, right? Oh, that's okay, Shania. I hope to connect with you another time, and you can watch the replay later. And hello to Toronto. So, I can't say this enough. It's just like the clients who pivoted from being used to coming to see me once every, month or like whatever, and or once every week, and being able to get better in like 2 or 3 sessions or feel improvement because they were like moving their bodies. Like that was huge and eye-opening, super cool. So I'm going to show you or tell you about this client. Her name is Robin. And she is I think she's like, what's the word I'm looking for? AGM. Anyway, super high up in the government. What I want to say about that is like demanding job, 12 to 14 hours a day, was doing all the things, personal trainer, massage, physio, all the things. Okay. And after she went through the Move with Ease method, she experienced freedom in her life in different ways that she had never gotten before. So first, she was able to advance her workouts at the gym without feeling fearful that her back would go out. That was always something that was her block. She felt like she had a ceiling with her personal trainer. Like she could always only get up to a certain point, and then it'd be like, nope, my back is threatening. I can't do that. But it was frustrating for her because she's an ambitious person and always striving for the next step, right? Second, she was less irritable at work because her back wasn't bothering her, and less irritable with her family, which is always a good thing. And in general, because her pain became less frequent and the flare-ups, if it had a flare-up, was not as intense. And third, she could actually enjoy her walk runs with her sister. So this is cool. Her and her sister don't live in the same city. And they do walk runs together. They pop in their AirPods. I think they do it like 2 to 3 times a week. And before she would still do it because, again, she's that kind of person to keep persevering. But it would always be distracting because, once every couple weeks, her back would have been tweaked. And it was hard for her to enjoy that walk run with her sister. And she reports that ever since, moving through the Move with Ease method, that she can catch up with her sister properly without feeling distracted by her back and her aches and pains. So that's really cool, right? So imagine you can wake up and spend your days with decreased frequency and intensity of back pain. And when I say back, I don't just mean lower back. Your back is your entire back. Or you can wake up feeling energetic and excited and ready for your day. To be able to participate in all the activities you want and all the joys that life has to offer. And you can do it. And to be able to ignite your health and feel confident, free, and independent in your own body and maintain that, right? We want quality of life, not just quantity. So let me know in the chats. You can just type me if like those things are like similar to Robin, things that you'd love to achieve. Let me know. We're going to move on now to core concepts. So core concept number 1, the real reason why you're waking up old, feeling, you're not old, feeling old, stiff, and sore, okay? You might be relying on passive therapies, ultrasounds, like therapeutic ultrasounds, acupuncture, massage, physio, chiropractor. Hey, I'm a physio, okay? I'm not knocking these things. I'm just saying, if you're relying on passive therapies, it feels good in the moment, but it's only temporary relief, okay? Are you relying on pain medications, right? It's not sustainable long-term. We shouldn't be taking anti-inflammatories. They're tough on the stomach. Our body's inflamed for a reason, but we have to be able to reduce the inflammation from inside, from movement, from mind-body connection. It's a real thing. You can decrease your inflammation if you are less stressed. So we don't want to rely on pharmaceuticals. We want to rely on us. We can heal our bodies, right? Are you relying on topical rubs, back braces, massagers, gadgets? Again, those feel good, but it's just temporary. You're not getting at the root cause. And maybe you are relying on YouTube and Google, which, you know what? There's so much information out there. I always say this, Dr. Google does have all the answers, but which ones? Are you to stretch? Are you to do ab exercises? Do you do back exercises? What's the order? What's the frequency? Which website, which video, which picture is right? Like it's hard to, with all the info noise out there, how do you bring it into, okay, this is what I need, right? Unless this is your expertise, it's going to feel very overwhelming and noisy. So core concept number 1 is that you're not addressing your root cause with all of the above, right? And you have structural disconnection, meaning you're lacking movement in all the joints of your spine. You have more than 50 joints in your spine if you didn't know. One bone on top of the next one, right? We have 24 spinal bones. Each bone is a joint above the next one, and each little wingy part of the bone is left and right joints. You have a lot of joints in your back, and you probably lack movement in all of that. So again, that's going to cause aches and pains. Lack of mind-body connection. What do I even mean by mind-body connection? Like truly being able to connect your mind and neurosynapses to things like your ankle, your toes, your inner core. That mind-body awareness is so important. Lack of inner core awareness. If you didn't come to my live workshop, I still have that inner core. That was day 2 training. It's in the free Facebook group. I really recommend you go there because it's a really good one. Improper breath and posture. People are shocked when I do breath with them, because sometimes we're not even aware that we're not breathing properly. And if you think about it, yeah, we breathe. We naturally breathe because if we didn't, our brains would tell us to breathe. So again, it's an automatic thing. But if you don't have full function of your full breath, you're actually doing yourself a disservice because you're restricting your breath, which sends signals to your brain like alarm, alarm, threat, cortisol, release more cortisol. Cortisol makes you feel stressed. Stress makes you more tense. Tense makes you feel achy. Vicious cycle. Okay, so coming back to things, something simple like breath can seem so simple, but isn't that cool? That is so effective. And muscle imbalances. Okay, so all that really is all about structural disconnection. Okay, that's core concept number one. Core concept number two is that we tend to have this faulty belief that there isn't enough time for daily exercise. And besides, I need to get my pain under control first before I can start exercising anyways. You feel like, sorry, I just lost my train of thought here. Oh, sorry. This is a common misconception that most people believe, even some healthcare practitioners, even some doctors. I've had people come in for back pain or leg pain or whatever it is, and they went to ER and the doctor's like, rest, ice, compress, elevate. That's really old school. Okay, it's been debunked in the literature. Unless you have a broken bone and you're casted and you've been told to not weight bear on it, don't move it because the bone has to unionize, movement is likely always going to win. But how would you know that? It's not your fault. You didn't know that. It's just an old school way of thinking that gets people stuck in their aches and pains. Okay. And people think, okay, in order to be fit and like alleviate this injury or pain, I have to spend hours at the gym. No, I can show you how you can stick to a plan of moving more without sweating for hours at the gym. I was told that yoga isn't good for my back. People with back pain shouldn't do yoga. That's what my doctor said. I hear this a lot. No, I will show you effectively and safely how to practice yoga, aka mindful movement. We don't have to say yoga, we can say mindful movement. And it can become a pivotal part of your routine that doesn't feel like it's extra time at the gym, and it will keep your back pain away, keep your back happy and healthy. The only way to get rid of my pain is to take these medicines. This prescription, I have like 6 refills, and I go get them twice a year with my doctor. There is a simpler way to get rid of your pain without meds, I promise you. And one other common one with a lot of moms, it's wrong for me to spend time and money on myself when I should be focusing on my kids and my family. Prioritizing yourself and your health is important for your kids and your family so that you can be there for the long run and you're healthy you, right? It's too hard to stick to a plan because I travel. I'm too busy with my work, my kids' activities. There's no time. Life is too busy. I can show you how to get results, even if you have a full calendar, I promise you. Everyone in my family has had arthritis, back pain, joint aches, and I will too. It's just in my genetics. Honestly, that's also not true, okay? You may have tendency, if there's a lot of family history, but some of the aches and pains that your elderly relatives may be feeling may be related to their structural disconnection. So it doesn't mean you need to follow that path, okay? Isn't it normal that as we get older, we get aches and pains? No, it's not normal, but it's common. And this is a misconception that is kind of like a 80s, 70s school of thought, okay? We don't need to be defined by aches and pains as we get older. And I can show you how to live your second half of life freely with confidence and joy and movement and being able to do the things that you love. I will quickly tell you about Nikki, another case study I have. And the best way to tell Nikki's story is through her words. So I'll just read her story to you. This is what she wrote and emailed to me and allowed me to share it with you guys. I am a mother of 2 energetic kids, and my husband and I have the privilege of coaching some of their teams. I used to be a high-level hockey player, but over the past 20 years, my old knee injury and multiple ACL surgeries have continued to affect me. It's been a constant struggle because my body feels much older than it should. I often find myself frustrated during activities as my mind believes I can do something, but my body struggles. Compensating for my injured left knee for such a long time has resulted in stiffness in my back, an imbalance in my hips, and overall tightness throughout my whole body. As a teacher, I'm constantly on the move at school, but I wasn't mindful of my actions, and it only worsened my imbalances. For example, unconsciously leading with my right leg when going up and down stairs. So this is really interesting. When working with Nikki, this came out, and we did the math. How many times do you go up and down those stairs at school? And she's like, I don't know, like 10 times, like at least, like class up, class down, class up, class down. And I'm like, and you don't trust your left leg? You always lead with your right leg and you always come down the stairs left leg first. So like think of how much weight bearing more that is for the one leg and not using the other leg. And she's like, I never even thought about it. So, with some mindful movement and training, now she can go up and down the stairs, like alternating. And guess what? Her left leg can do it. It was an old thought pattern that she was stuck in. Anyways, I'll keep going. It wasn't until I started working with Tatiana that I became aware of these compensations. Tatiana has helped me reestablish a connection with my left leg, relearn how to move my body, and transform my mindset from one of pain and fear to confidence, strength, and reduced discomfort, all through the convenience of virtual appointments. Thanks to our work together, I've been able to return to CrossFit, and I'm playing team sports like ball hockey, including being able to be goalie. I can also coach without limping or feeling the need to take a seat. Tatiana has equipped me with not only the physical tools, but also the mental tools to overcome old patterns that no longer served me. I've developed a newfound love for non-competitive movement, aka mindful movement, and continue to learn how to be patient with my body. I'm incredibly grateful that I embarked on this journey because now I experience significantly less pain. As a result, I can show up fully as a teacher, mother, and a coach in ways that I've always wanted. I can participate in sports and activities without fear or feeling like I'm not giving it my all. I wholeheartedly recommend the Move with Ease method to friends or colleagues who aspire to be active and healthy but are struggling with pain or limitation. It's truly a game changer. So let me know in the chat if Nikki's story is pretty inspiring, because I think it is. That's really cool. She really had been stuck in her patterns for years, right? Like her ACL surgeries were when she was in her teens and 20s, and she's in her early 40s now. So we're talking like 15 plus years. And the fact that we could undo that through mindful movement and really get her back into a body that could serve her. Now she's setting herself up for an amazing second half of life, right? She's going to be able to do all those sports and activities that she loves, even into retirement. There's Nikki there coaching. I think it was like Halloween or something. She's in a pink tutu. Let me know in the chat. So here's current Nikki, right? She's got awareness, reestablished structural connection, mindful mind-body connection, a good, solid shift in her mindset, and relearning how to move and continue to heal her body. I have another client here named Vera. And I'll make it short and sweet. But basically, Vera saw gains even 3 weeks into the program. She came into the program with sort of aches and pains in her backs, not too crazy, but enough that it was talking to her. And she just really wanted to be an active, hands-on grandma looking for longevity of quality of life. And she's got 5 grandchildren that she wants to be able to not just sit in a rocking chair and read stories to, but she wants to hike with them, play with them, do all the things that an active grandma would want to do. And this was 3 weeks into her program. She wrote me this email. I arrived in Kincardine, small town on Lake Huron, last evening to spend a week with my son and family. Started the day showing your XYZ spine yoga to my granddaughter. Then she showed me 10 yoga positions she learned at school. I mean, isn't that cool? She was doing yoga with her grandchild. Went for a 2-hour hike with my son and his Bernese mountain dog. I think that's the dog there in the pic. Remarkably, I'm not even tired. I credit my new move with ease routine. Thank you, Tatiana. I mean, like that email, when I got it, I was just bursting with happiness for her. I was tearing up. Like when she entered the program, like before when we had our phone call to see if we were a good fit to work together, she was like, are you accepting grandmas? Like, I'm like 71. I was like, hey, if you're willing to put in the work and you want to move and feel good in your body, there's no ageism here, okay? And this is just proof that, yeah, like it can be very common to have stiff and soreness in our bodies, and it just takes a bit more time as we get older, right? But we can do something about it. There is hope. So core concept number 3 is the reason that you showed up here is because you want to live free of pain and wake up feeling confident in your body and moving with ease, right? And this core concept, this kind of block of core concepts, all encompasses concept 3, which is the discovery that changed everything for my clients, which is that you kind of need this combo of structural connection, mind-body connection, relearn or learn, maybe you've never learned, and connect to these deepest foundational muscles in your body. I always say, if you don't have your foundation, your walls are going to crumble. You can have the most beautiful house on the street. If the foundation is not there, the walls are going to fall. Same as our bodies, okay? Understanding the spine, right? Our spine is 3D. Understanding how it likes to move, why we should move it in all these ways, okay? Really understanding that. Mindfulness. Addressing the physical cause of pain is not 100% of the solution, right? We have to face, if there are any, and likely there are, any emotional blocks, any traumatic past blocks, any memory pain, any false beliefs. Like we have to address the person as a whole, not just like the physical part. You need an easy to follow mindful movement practice with access to modifications if needed, right? Like I said, everyone can do yoga, everyone can do mindful movement, but it's how and where and where you should be feeling the things. It's not how you look when you do it. That's where I can really help you. This is my passion. I want to make it accessible for everyone. And having the accountability, a community, that is huge. We just don't tend to show up for ourselves, right? Like I said, Dr. Google has all the answers. You could sit there and Google things and do it on your own and try to design, I don't know, a protocol for yourself. But are you going to show up for yourself every day? Are you going to take the time to make that protocol? And do you have the expertise to make that protocol? So, accountability and community and having that mentor, that's what my clients found really was the key to their success. Last client story, I promise. I want you to meet Nicole. Nicole is very dear to my heart because she's actually a physiotherapy friend of mine. We met in physio school. And hang on a second, I'll get her story here. So I'll say her story from her words too, because it's more powerful when we do that. So here's what Nicole has to say. Tatiana and I go way back. We met when we were doing our master's in physical therapy at Queen's University. Even as an educated physiotherapist myself with a PhD and now an assistant professor in kinesiology. So, she's got lots of education and now she's a prof. And as a mom of 2 young children, I find myself struggling with aches and pains as my body ages. I tell you all this not to show off, but to demonstrate that even though I have the knowledge and the education, I still struggle. Just a few months ago, my 4-year-old asked me to race her to the car. As we started running, I couldn't believe how awkward and out of body I felt. Another time, I was goofing around with my 2 kids in the yard, and I felt my ankle roll. It wasn't injured, but I felt something. Fast forward a week from then, I stood up from my office desk, and I rolled my ankle. I sprained my ankle. So it goes to show that even though I know all the things, it still happened to me. I'm realizing that I need to get my body into a healthy state so that I can get down and play with my kids and get back up. That I want to keep up with them. I want to be able to feel confident and good when I race my daughter in the parking lot next time. I want to feel strong and deeply connected to my body again. Being a busy working mom compounded with sedentary work life that has sort of happened around pandemic, but also kind of lingered, right? A lot of us are still hybrid or working from home. I really started noticing the negative effects on my body. Working inside the Move with Ease method meant that I had some key support elements to help me succeed. Community, accountability, straightforward action tasks and steps so that I didn't have to think. I have enough on my mental load plate with kids, work, and life. I just wanted someone who knew what they were doing to tell me what to do, and a community that I was accountable to do it with. And mentorship and coaching, I could ask questions anytime and have her modify some of the movement practices or the exercises to meet my needs. So, happy to announce that Nicole graduated the Move with Ease method back in June. Yeah, she was in my spring session. And she is able to keep up with her kids. She's like running around. She got 2 little ones, 5 and 2 actually, and just able to, run with them now and teach them how to ride a bike without being scared that her back is going to go out. She used to joke that she feels like a question mark. She works at a computer so much as a professor, and she used to joke that I feel like I'm a question mark. She used to say it on other coaching calls, and we're like, you want to be an exclamation mark. Anyway, she's no longer feeling like a question mark. So less stiff, improvement in her posture. And again, it was really the key to success for Nicole was that accountability piece, coming to the group coaching calls, because you feel accountable not just to the coach, but to all the other women. And being able to collaborate and communicate and connect with each other through stories, through mindful movement, and sharing wins, sharing struggles, tears, sharing success. That's the beauty of community, or like my friends and I call it, the power of the pack. We're there for each other if we need to vent, but then we move forward and uplift. And that's what I really saw with this group, and also with my current group right now. So quickly, I'll just go over the 3 concepts. The real reason you're waking up with aches and pains is that structural disconnection, or we can call it lack of mind-body connection. The core concept number 2 of why you're waking up with aches and pains is that there's faulty beliefs and misconceptions, but they're not your fault. Is that you need to get rid of pain first before you move, right? But we just learned that movement is the solution to alleviating the pain, mindful movement. And the third one is the discovery that changed things for me and all my clients, is that we need 5 elements together to have success, which is getting at the root cause, having a solid proven plan, addressing our spine and all the joints in it, and relearning or learning, if you've never learned, the deep core and those deep muscles, support and mentorship, and accountability and community. So reminder, you wanted to come today or watch the replay because you want to stop feeling old, stiff, and sore, and you want to live free of pain. You want to wake up feeling confident in your body and be able to move with ease And you want to move into or live the second half of your life in the healthiest version of yourself possible, because you want to enjoy life, right? It's not about just the quantity of years. We want good quality. And my promise to you was to teach you how to start to shift away from feeling stuck in your pain, right? And start being able to live freely and move with ease. So we've come to 2 paths, and you have a choice. You can continue with path A, which is the Googling, perhaps, the YouTubing, the medications, the passive therapies that feel good in the moment but don't give you long-lasting results. Basically, a Band-Aid solution. Continue to be defined by your pain. And, you keep putting money in these short-term reliefs, but no return in your future. You can also try path B, move with ease method. Okay, I have poured my passion into this program and it has proven to work. I have worked with many women over the years. And what we need is accountability, something that is going to be sustainable, right? We want sustainable, healthy habits, not quick fix diet, crash diet type changes. Growth, investment in your health in a way that will pay you 1,000 times back. Your future self will thank you. So here's how I can help you further, okay? I offer a Move with Ease method clarity call. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. It's free. It's really to get an idea of where you're at right now, what you want to achieve, can we achieve it, and if we're a good fit to work with each other. And if you book the call now before December, like if you have your call by December 8th, or sorry, not have your call, but book your call by December 8th, I'm offering a Get the Holidays on Us bonus, meaning you will get 4 weeks extra in the program. So the program's normally 12 weeks, but as a holiday special, because I know December can feel overwhelming and busy, what we will do is offer you 4 extra weeks. So it becomes 16 weeks, and you'll get 4 extra weeks of coaching access to me. That's the holiday bonus. I also have the resource, which is the holiday survival guide that I will email you if you were here on the call today. So look out for that. I will make sure I do that. I'm going to look right now. And if I forget, go ahead and email me. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, to book a call, send me an email or message me in the group and I'll put you in my scheduler. I have a very busy couple weeks coming up, so I'll have to do it manually. I don't want to just send you a link and then have to reschedule you. So send me an email or message me in the private Facebook group. And, even if we've talked before, I'm happy to chat with you again, because life is different from last spring to now. So don't be shy. If we've chatted before, I'm still happy to do another call with you if you need more to answer your questions. Sorry, what is the holiday guide? Oh, the holiday survival guide is just a document sort of training that I've put together to help you get through the holidays without overwhelm and stress. I will send that to you, Michelle, because you were here. It's just sort of a bonus if you registered for the workshop today and came live. It's just a little thank you from me to you. It's a free resource. Does anyone have any questions before I wrap things up? You're welcome. Yeah, I will send it to you, Michelle. So the Move with Ease method assessment is, again, a call where I will go over your specific goals with you and why you want it. Maybe we'll stumble upon any challenges or obstacles or blocks that might be derailing your success or keeping you from moving forward with your priorities and your health. And, maybe identify any self-sabotage that might be happening. Again, it's a free call. It's not, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help. You'll gain clarity and value no matter what. No hard feelings if we don't work together. You can still access all my free resources in the free group, right? By the way, those 3 live days that I have up there, they're really good. They're each 1 hour. I know they're long, but they're a really good start. And it's some of the stuff that I teach my paid clients. So be sure to check that out, because I'm going to take it down after Friday. So make sure you jump in the group and access day 1, 2, 3. They're all pinned at the top of the features. You'll kind of get an idea of how I teach and how I guide too. So if you're kind of like piqued interest in like, oh, what is the move with ease method like? That will just be like almost like a amuse-bouche, like an appetizer of what it's like, okay? Yeah, I don't think I need to go through all this. I guess if you're watching the replay, I should go through this a little bit, but basically, like we've chatted about, the call really is for you if you're ready to be open and be vulnerable and be curious, right? So if you're the opposite, the call is not for you, okay? And you're just ready to stop doing all the things that don't work. You're ready to stop dumping money into passive therapies that only give you temporary relief, and you're ready to do the work and focus on a proven system that actually will give you sustainable results and benefit your health in more ways than one. Not just relieving aches and pains, although that will happen, but also give you more ease in your life and free up your mental load and just really help uplift you in a positive direction. So I will end today with one quote that I really love. And it's by Hawksley Workman. If you don't know him, he's like a singer artist from Huntsville, Ontario, I think. Anyways, I was at his concert last year, December, and he said this, and it really resonated with me because I went to this concert as I was finishing creating the Move with Ease method. And he said this before he sang a song. In the first half of life, you feel like you have an endless runway, right? Like you're in your 20s, you're a superhero, you can just go, go, go. Life's great, it's never going to end, right? Then we hit our 40s, and in the second half of life, you realize you have a shorter runway, but it's also a second chance at life. And you realize there's a limit to your time here, and you want to live life to its fullest, making each day matter. And when he said that, I was like, wow, thank you. I'm going to bank that one. It's so true. Like we do have a choice, right? Even though we are getting to the second phase of life, it doesn't mean we don't have a choice, and we can absolutely choose that second chance. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you have any questions, I will be on here for about a minute or two before I have to go. But if you want to book your call, please send me an email or a message in the Facebook group. And I hope you I hope you gain some clarity and really start to think about how you want to run down this second half of life runway. So thank you guys for showing up. For those who came live, thank you very much. I will send you your holiday bonus guide soon. It will come by end of day, I promise. You're welcome, Michelle. Thank you for coming. And who else was here? There was another one, I think. Sheila. Hi, Sheila. I hope that was helpful for you too. Don't be shy to, connect with me. I'm here to answer any questions you have. And I know Shania from Toronto, you had to leave, but I will put the replay for you. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, everyone. It looks like there's no questions, so I'm going to sign off. Have a good day, and I hope to connect with you soon.